You open the account before you have anything to put in it. That's the part nobody remembers about themselves later. You didn't wait until you had money. You built the container first and let the money find its way in slowly, awkwardly, in amounts too small to matter. The app asks you to link a bank account. You do it on a Tuesday during lunch, standing in a parking lot, phone screen too bright in the sun. Nothing happens yet. Nothing is supposed to happen yet. This is the level where the only decision that counts has already been made. Not the amount, the account. The first rule at zero: the only thing you're building is the habit of having somewhere for money to go. You transfer $50 a week without thinking about it anymore. It stopped being a decision around week 6. Before that, every transfer felt like a small argument with yourself. Now it's just Friday. You check the balance and it says 4 figures for the first time and you feel almost nothing, which surprises you. You expected a feeling. What you get instead is a number that looks the same as your rent, except this one doesn't disappear at the end of the month. It just sits there, quietly refusing to be spent. A friend mentions a stock he's up 40% on. You don't chase it, not because you're wise, because $1,000 split across a hot tip and a habit isn't a decision you're ready to make yet. The second rule: $1,000 is where the account stops being an idea and starts being a place. The market drops 9% in a month you'll later forget the name of. You watch the number fall in real time on a Sunday night, refreshing an app that has nothing new to tell you every time you refresh it. Your first instinct is to stop the bleeding. Your second instinct, the one you actually follow, is to do nothing. You don't sell. You don't check again until Wednesday. When you do, it's already recovered half the drop. Nobody congratulates you for not doing something. That's the part nobody prepares you for. Restraint doesn't announce itself. It just quietly becomes the reason you're still in the game later. The third rule: $10,000 is the first test, and the test is never about the money. It's about whether you can survive your own reaction to it. You stop telling people the exact number, not out of secrecy, out of noticing what happens to a conversation the moment a number enters it. People either deflate or perform. Neither is useful. You start reading the statements instead of skimming them. You learn what an expense ratio actually costs you over 20 years, and the number is bigger than you expected for something that sounded like a rounding error. You move funds into something
Nobody
cheaper.
sees this.
It saves you more than any stock pick you've made so far, and it happens in 11 minutes on a Thursday. The fourth rule: at $50,000 the boring decisions start outperforming the exciting ones, and you're just now learning to tell the difference. You stop opening the app every day. This isn't discipline, it's boredom. The daily movements used to feel like information. Now they just feel like noise wearing information's clothes. You check it monthly, sometimes less. The balance moves by amounts that would have terrified you at level 3 and you barely register them. A downturn hits. You read the headlines. You close the laptop. You don't run the projections again until it's over, because you already know what they'll say. The sixth rule: at $500,000 the number stops asking for your attention and starts asking for your patience instead. The account earns more in a strong month than you take home from work in that same month. You notice this the way you'd notice weather, not the way you'd notice a headline. It happened, it's real, and it changes nothing about tomorrow's schedule. You still go to work. You still answer the same emails. But there's a second engine running now that doesn't need you to show up for it. You start running projections you didn't used to run. 10 years out. 20. The numbers at the end aren't fantasy anymore, they're just math with your name attached. A coworker asks how you're doing financially. You say fine. You mean something you don't have language for yet. The fifth rule: $150,000 is where the account stops depending entirely on you and starts, quietly, returning the favor. You stop opening the app every day.